What's going on YouTube? It's Brazen back here with another video for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys want to hit a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new here, and leave a comment letting me know you subscribe so I can welcome you to the family. And that being said, cue intro. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Madden 20 video for you guys. Here today I'm going to be going over which players to use your 98 overall power up pass on. Now that we have a pretty good amount of players, I think this is a good time to go over it. I definitely wanted to wait till we got a big chunk of them, just because there were so many players that we didn't have out, and really there's only a couple players. So now that we have it and it's the 98 and 99s are here, I'm going to go over the players that I think, and it's not all based on price. Definitely, if you're between a couple of the players, go with whoever's the most expensive. But really, what it comes down to is players, I think, that when you use the power pass, you're not going to look back and say, dang, I wish I still had the power pass, and things like that. For instance, people that used it on the 90 Patrick Mahomes and then the 94 Patrick Mahomes, it was really good for them because the 90 Patrick Mahomes is super expensive compared to a 90 right now. So you're saving yourself like 200,000 coins by doing that. So sometimes it helps for coins. Sometimes it's just about players that you might want to use later in the game, or just end game players that you're not going to need to replace. So first up is going to be a Koyuk, and he doesn't even pop up because that's how expensive he is. He is like 1 million coins, I believe. So we can try to look on fullback just in case I spelt it wrong. But I don't even think Christian Okoye might be in here right now. Because there's not that many of them. So I will go to fullbacks, but we can see he's not even in here. And that pretty much goes to show you, he's a beast. I don't have him on my team, so I can't even show you his stats. But he's just a monster. He's just so fast, good at run blocking. So, he's the first one. He's like 1 million coins. So I think that's why, he's a limited time card. Definitely one of the ones that you want to go ahead and use it on if you are thinking about using them. Personally, I have Franco Harris, and I'm perfectly fine with them. So I don't need Okoye. So coming up next is two cornerbacks. So first is actually going to be this Byron Jones, and I have both of them on my team, and they have just ridiculous stats. So 95 speed, 97 excel, 99 agility, 99 jumping, 96 play rec, 92 man, 98 zone, and 98 press. And the reason I really like Byron Jones and as well as Night Train is because they can come up to any team. And I think that's one of the most important things when you're looking at these late game cards, is the fact that he can be on any theme team. So if I compare him, we should have my Byron Jones, who is a Steelers theme. And we can see my Byron Jones, they don't consider him powered up, but we can see his stats are all +1 basically. And then, also powered up, his speed basically going to be 99. And then same thing for Night Train, which is this is the Night Train I have. I think Byron's stats are a little bit better than Night Train, but what Night Train gets is the crazy hit power. So if we go down and we try to find this hit power, which I believe it's towards the bottom a little bit, should be somewhere kind of close now. He has 96 hit power for a cornerback. So that's why Night Train, is like technically, I don't know if I would say he's better, but he's definitely right up here with the Byron Jones. They both are basically really ridiculous overalls, and obviously both their speeds are boosted on my team, but they both get that Steeler chem as well. So they both are good for any theme team, which is super important on these cards in my opinion. And they're pretty much end game. They both have really good press. Like Dion, I always love Dion cards. The issue with Dion though is he doesn't always have good press. Even at the late game, he might only have like 90, 92 press, maybe even like in the 80s, depending on how they do them. So I always like a card that has like 95, 99, everything if possible towards the end of the game. So coming up next is going to be a quarterback, and it's going to be Lamar Jackson. So we know Lamar is probably the most expensive 98. 630,000. There is other cards that are also still decently expensive for quarterbacks like the Cunningham. But the reason I think it's actually viable to use the power up on Lamar is because of the fact that he's getting a golden ticket. And I know that sounds weird, but the thing is he's getting a golden ticket card that does not go in power ups. But if you're someone that cannot afford the golden ticket, let's say you want Lamar, you're playing with the Ravens team, or you just really want Lamar Jackson, but you're not going to be able to get that golden ticket player, you can just go with Lamar Jackson, power this one up. He's still going to be really good. He's not going to be as good as a golden ticket, obviously, especially depending on what they decide to boost on the golden ticket. That card's going to be a lot better than this. But that being said, it's definitely a viable option either way. So that's just my opinion on it. If you can't afford the golden ticket, just go ahead and power this guy up. He's really expensive still, so you're saving 600,000 coins if you decide to do that. And it's just going to be super viable. So I still have my 98 overall power up, I believe. But you can definitely see it's definitely worth it on Lamar, in my opinion. So coming up next is going to be a new running back, which is going to be Emmitt. And hopefully he's here, which he's 1.58 right now. He probably will drop a little bit, but he's definitely one of the best running backs in the game. So we see he's got 94 speed, 94 excel, 96 agility, 98 carrying, 77 catching, which catching is not amazing, 95 elusiveness, 91 trucking, and 94 break tackle. So 98 carrying is actually a really big deal. A lot of people have been having issues with Barry. They've been saying he fumbles a lot. And if we check out Emmitt, his trucking break tackle is lower than Le'Veon. His elusiveness is 4 higher. His catching's 2 lower. His carrying's 6 better. Agility and excel are a little bit lower, but then his speed's 2 higher, which if you chem them both up, that means Emmitt's going to get to like 97, 98 speed, whereas Le'Veon only has like 96, 97. Le'Veon is actually pretty slow. But that being said, either way, I do think Emmitt's probably the best running back in the game as of right now. I mean, Saquon's pretty good as well, but this Emmitt stats are really, really good. And he, once again, can play for the Cowboys. What else can he play for? The Cardinals. I don't know if he played for any other teams besides those. But he has a couple different chems, really good card, and he's an LTD card, so he's going to be super expensive. So using a power-up on a card like this, I mean, even if it wasn't today and he's not brand new, he's still going to be expensive because he is LTD. I mean, we saw him and Okoye are both still so expensive. We don't even have Okoye's in the store. That's how expensive he is. So, good card in my opinion. Next up is going to be another card that's decently hard to get. So, he's not worth $6 million. Don't look at that. The reason they're putting him up for $6 million is because of the fact that no one has him, and a lot of people don't have him. He's got 88 speed, 82 strength, 93 catching, 91 catching traffic, 85 spec, 85 short, 84 medium, and then 89 run. So that's where this Delanie Walker card makes his money, is he has 89 run block. So 89 run block is basically like a low lineman stat at that tight end position, and he's still got good catching stats, things like that. Personally, this isn't my first choice on who I would use it on, just because I don't really care for this Delanie Walker card, if I'm being completely honest with you. But that being said, if you're planning on using Delanie Walker, he's a very good option to do it as well, because the only way you're going to get him is pay coins or by using your Series 6 trophies, which if you used a power pass on him, you could use your Series 6 trophies on something else and get a lot of coins. So it's really preference, but I do think that using it on Delanie could also be a viable option. Now, the next one is probably one of the lower options to use it on, just because he's not that expensive. He wouldn't be my number one option if you have other people on this list that you want. But I do think Ed Reed is a very good card to use it on. If you, out of everyone on the list or every 98 that's in the game, you don't really have anyone else you want to use it on, still a viable option. He's got 96 speed, 96 excel, 85 tackling, 95 play rec, 91 pursuit, 98 zone, 92 hit power, and 86 man. So if we compare him to Tillman, obviously he's faster than Tillman, way better coverages, but his hit power and his play rec and pursuit aren't as good. And if we compare him to Troy's pursuit and play rec is better, zones aren't as good, hit power is 1 better, and then speed is 1 lower as well. Ed Reed, where he really is good as well, is he has 86 catching, and then he usually has really good jukes and things like that as well, which we can see 88 spin, 90 juke, 93 ball carrier, 93 elusiveness. So you could use him as a punt returner. And when you get picks with him, he's really fun to use because he has basically 90 juke, 88 spin. So he could really run some things back. And he's really fast, just a great ball hawk in my opinion. And this is, like I said, this isn't my first choice. This is more of like an honorable mention. If you don't have a lot of other players that you want to use it on, then Ed Reed could be a viable option. And always think about it this way as well. You can definitely go ahead and drop these cards out. What I mean by that, let's say you power up Ed Reed and you realize later I want to use it on someone more expensive. You can just get your coins back by taking off the power pack or power pass, using it on another player, and then go ahead and buy Ed Reed at that point. And he might be the same price, he might be cheaper, but he's not going to be that expensive. So you could always trade him out, which is good because the 98 power pass, there's really no power ups after that. So you could always just take it off and use it on someone else. The last player that I think is very good to use it on is another player that gets unlimited chems, and it's going to be this Jadeveon Clowney at the right outside linebacker. So the great thing about him is he's got 91 speed, 94 excel, 88 strength, 91 tackle, 97 play rec, 95 block shed, 96 power, and 87 finesse. So we pretty much know that Lawrence Taylor is like the best right outside linebacker in Madden history. Pretty much everyone always uses Lawrence Taylor, late game and even early game, just because he's so fast. And he always has great stats all around for Lawrence T. He's not a great zone coverage, but pretty much everything else is beast on him always. But the thing is, Clowney gets different chems. He gets a lot of good chems because he gets every team. And the thing is, he can switch positions. And you can't say that for every player. For instance, I put Clowney at right end because I have a very slow right end on the Steelers and Cameron Hayward. So I went ahead and put Clowney down there, and I still use Kevin Green at that outside backer. And then I have TJ Watt at my other outside backer. So Joey Porter's not even starting for me because I have Kevin Green and I have TJ Watt as well as Clowney at right end. So I have a lot of speed on my team, and he has every theme team once again. So he can boost pretty much any chemistry you want to use on him. But that's just my opinion for who to use this 98 power pass on. Definitely let me know your opinion in the comments below. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell, and as always, I will see you next time.